Today we have Stephanie and Matthew in the middle, and also Russ. And perhaps we can talk a little bit about Matthew. Matthew right now is doing some acting, right?
Yes. Right now I am the star of a kids' cartoon.
Kids cartoon, that's good. And how long have you been doing that?
I have been doing it since early September.
Early September?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you like it?
It's really fun.
It's really fun? Okay. And did you go to acting school?
Yeah, for 2 years I went to Gary Spatz Playground and I graduated there just in May.
I see, okay. So can you introduce your parents?
Well, this is my mom, Stephanie. She's Indonesian. And my dad, Russ, he is American.
Okay.
American.
How do you define American?
Born in America.
Okay. Okay, let's start with Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, now you come from Indonesia. Where about?
Palembang.
Palembang.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you meet Russ?
I meet someone. How I did meet you?
I want to hear your version.
Oh, some strange place. That's it. I don't know how to say it. You can.
She was here visiting her sister,
Okay.
and at the time I was a member of a dating club,
Okay.
and she was as well. And so I called her and tried to set up a date. And this is quite funny. She said, "No, I'm going back home. I don't want to meet anybody. I'm going back to my home in Singapore." And I said, "Okay." And we talked on the phone several times, and a few weeks later I got a call from a friend of mine who said, "We're all going out to dinner next Saturday, and one of my buddy's wife's sisters here visiting. Would you like to go? She needs a date. It's a blind date." And I said, "Sure, why not?" So I went, and when I got to the restaurant to meet everybody, lo and behold, there was Stephanie, who I had seen her picture, but she had never seen mine. And I walked up and I said, "Hi, Stephanie," and she looked at me like, "Who are you?" And I said, "We've been talking on the phone. I'm Russ," and that's how we met.
Okay. And okay. So Matthew, how did you get interested into movie?
Well, I started going to the acting school and...
But before that, before acting school, did your parents encourage you?
Well, my dad's girlfriend, had a friend who worked at the acting school that I went to. And she said, "You would be perfect for acting." So we got contacted by our friend and we went to auditions at the acting class. And me and 11 other kids got one semester at the school.
Now, do you speak Indonesian? Just curious. Say a little bit Indonesian.
Apa kabar? Selamat pagi. That's
Makan,
pretty
makan.
much all
How about
I
if you
know.
want to eat?
I don't know. Not yet. That's pretty much
Have you
all
been
I
to
know.
Indonesia?
No.
No, not yet.
Yep. I've stayed in America my whole life.
I see. Okay. All right. Now, mommy, how did you teach Matthew this so he become an actor?
I teach Matthew as an actor. Actually, it's not like really one intend him to be an actor, but as a mom, always teach our kid like follow by the nature, how they, we see the kid is good in what, how to put the words. Example, the way they brought up, the way they talk, and basically I mostly let him play with the imaginary friend, and maybe like go to backyard, like imagine you in what scenes, that kind of thing. Yeah, basically that's what it is. Play with your imaginary friend and make up your own story and imagine that, "Mom, I don't have friends." Don't worry, you play, imagine that it's your friend. Example, I give you a toys and think about the story about that toys you have, then play with it. That's how Matthew, when he's young, that's how he play with that. And sometimes he go to backyard, he be ask me, Mom, can you record for me? I be army, wearing the army outfit, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's how he started.
And he's the only child, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How about you, Russ?
As far as teaching him,
Yeah.
I think the key word for me is encouraging him to use his creative mind. To, if you imagine something in your head, or if you dream something, then go act it out, go play it out.
Okay.
And have fun with it.
All right. Now Matthew went to acting school, of course.
Yes.
How long?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
How much would it cost?
That school was it was about $12,000 for the 2-year program.
For the 2-year program. Is that everyday classes or?
No, that was just one Saturday, or I shouldn't say one. It was every Saturday for 1 hour.
Every Saturday for
So it
1
was
hour.
basically 4 hours and 15 minutes a month if you wanted to run.
Okay, so you pay. I assume it's not 12,000 lump sum, but
No, we paid in like semesters, like in quarters, so every 6 months.
okay,
So we were paying about $3,000 every 6 months.
okay. And then when did he get audition?
His first audition came about 7 months after he started acting school. Actually, technically, he said it. His first audition was to get into the acting school because he had to audition to get selected. And that was, he mentioned 12 kids got selected. There were hundreds who auditioned.
And at the same school, of
At
course.
the same school. Yeah, they have an audition night where they bring in the next group of kids. And out of all the kids that audition, they select 12 kids
12 kids.
in that age group.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then from there, 6 months later, he did a performance night at the school, which they do every 6 months, where the students have to write their own skit or commercial or whatever it is they want to do, and then they perform what they've written in front of about 30 to 40 agents and managers who come in. And Matthew wrote a skit on Wii Guitar Hero, the game. And he went in there and he did his thing on the performance night, and the next day my phone was ringing off the hook with agents and managers who wanted to represent Matthew.
Okay.
So we signed with one, we picked one after interviewing, signed with one, and it was probably maybe a month or two after that he got his first real audition to be a part in a film.
So how do you choose which manager to take?
That's a tough process. I was told by several people in the industry, just through friends that we had met, that go with your gut and go with somebody who really shows an interest in your child and wants to be very supportive in promoting that child and helping to develop their career. Not somebody who just wants to collect the money. Let's make money. You want somebody who, for example, his manager told us many different coaches he recommended to enhance his and fine-tune his skills to work with. And that's what you want to look for, is somebody that not only knows all those people that can recommend them to you, but also knows people in the industry that are going to be an enhancement to Matthew's furthering his career by putting them in front of the right people.
And how much do they charge?
Manager, first of all, anybody you sign with should never ask you for money up front, ever. It should be a commission only. They only get paid when he gets paid. And a manager fee, at the time it was 15%, and we're actually in between managers right now. We're looking for a new manager, and nowadays most managers nowadays are 10%. And the reason they're doing that, especially at the level Matthew's at now, he's at that next step, and we need to have an attorney. We need an entertainment attorney, because the attorneys will negotiate the contracts with the networks and the bigger things that are happening for him now. So the attorneys get 5%. That's their fee, 5% of his income. So between the attorney and the manager, you're paying 15%.
15 or 20%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, it works out to 25% overall, because the manager is one guy, and you've got your attorney, and then you also have an agent. The agent is necessary because the agent is the only entity that can actually make contracts happen and set up jobs. Managers do more of public relation type work, guiding their clients to the right people to get them going in their career. They don't negotiate with casting directors or networks on any level whatsoever. They can't by law. It has to be an agent. So the agent and the attorney work together on negotiating the deals for him when he books stuff.
And the agent is called talent agent, or?
Yeah, they're talent agents.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a talent agent, you got a talent manager, basically. And a lot of people don't have managers. You know, you have to have an agent, but you don't have to have a manager. And you know, I'm battling with myself right now, trying to decide if I want to manage him myself or if I want to hire a manager to do that.
And how would be the difference?
Well, you know, the managers, for example, I just Matthew interviewed with one 4 days ago, and she's a former Sony Pictures executive. So she's in the industry, she knows the industry, she knows all the people you need to know. I don't. I know my son, I know what he's capable of, but can I get him, if I pick up the phone and I call NBC, can I get him a general meeting with some casting director? Probably not, because they're going to look at me like, well, you're his dad.
But isn't that the job of the agent?
No, not necessarily. It's a fine line.
Okay.
That's the manager can do that.
The manager can do that.
The manager can get you in front of people like that. They can't book a role. They can't be involved in that and negotiate that. But they can introduce you to people so that you become a personality to that person.
And the agent would do?
The agent will, first of all, if you get introduced to somebody within the industry, it's basically, excuse me, it's like me meeting you. You know, it's nice to meet you. I get to know you. I get a voice behind the face in front of the voice. See what kind of, you know, mannerisms you got, that kind of thing. Whereas, otherwise, all these people ever see is a picture and a resume on paper. It's not a warm meeting. So you get a warm meeting, and now that person's going to remember you. So maybe later something comes up, or they're developing a show, and they go, wait a minute, Matthew's perfect for this. Call his agent. And they get hold of the agent who sets up that meeting or that audition. And that's where the agent comes in.
And the manager wouldn't do
The
that?
manager doesn't do that.
Or doesn't do that? Interesting. Okay. How about the coaching? What's the cost of coaching? Or maybe I should ask.
Yeah.
Matthew, you don't answer that.
I'm the guy
okay?
writing the checks.
You don't answer that. It's your parents who pay for this.
Coaching can be anywhere from a half hour, might be $30 or $40 if you've been with the coach for a while. In general, a good acting coach is going to be between $100 and $125 an hour.
Okay, and how much coaching does Matthew need?
When we get good meaty role auditions, always
Big
coached,
roles.
always.
Big roles, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Commercial auditions, no coaching.
commercial, no coaching.
Don't need coaching for
Because
commercial.
it's short?
No, because generally it's not a read where you don't have a script or anything.
They tell you what to do. They
Or
don't
tell you
give
what to
a
do.
Script. Yeah.
They're usually looking for faces and smiles and reactions. I think.
Actually, he can become his own manager.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?